Hi guys, welcome back to Sunday League to Champions League. My name is Chris, aka Big Will, and today we have two massive games against Southend and Hampton and Richmond. As you can see, Southend currently sat 11th in the table. They are still within a good chance of the playoffs, and Hampton and Richmond just outside the playoffs, a point outside at the moment. Two big games for us. As you can see by the league table, we do have a game in hand over Yeovil at the moment, and we sit 2 points clear. At one point, we did have an opportunity to go 8 points clear, but unfortunately, we ended up losing against Truro last time out by 4 goals to 2. We conceded after the first minute through an own goal. Yamolu came straight back into the game, bagged 2 goals for us, and we were ahead. But after that, things just seemed to collapse, and unfortunately, it just didn't go our way. So, I mean, we lost against Chelmsford earlier in the campaign, of course, in January, and since then we've had a decent winning run again. Hopefully, we can reset ourselves and do the same again. But with the likes of Dulwich Hamlet to play and Bath as well, we really are going to have to be on point. Four sides out of the next 8 matches are potential playoff candidates. So we've got to be careful and we've got to be on point. In terms of the squad, contract wise, things are looking pretty good at the moment. Everyone has signed new contracts apart from Chukwuemeka and Ramari Ford. Now, Ramari Ford is considering himself too good for the club now. If we get promoted, that might change. So things could go down to the wire where he is concerned. He would be a huge loss for the club, to be honest. I think he is certainly Panorama National League level, especially for us as well. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens there. And Chukwuemeka continues to not want to even discuss contractual terms. But again, if we get promoted, we could be in a position where he may sign a new deal. Well, without further ado, let's get into these two games. It's going to be a really tough episode today, I think, especially after defeat last time out. We are rotating a little bit more. Kowalczyk's in goal. A younger Harris, Brewerton, Winstanley at the back. Okieng, Bailey and Dudjak, the midfield three, with Lloyd, Ford and Chukwuemeka up front. Yumolo struggling a little bit fitness-wise after that game against Truro in midweek. So we are having that rotation, but Yumolu does take his place on the bench. Ronan Hughes does want a bit more game time as well, so I think what we'll do is probably bring him onto the bench today for Corey Roberts, just to give us that option in the central midfield. And in terms of the rest of the squad, we're not looking too bad at the moment. It's just going to be a case of hope for the best, I think. Ed Harris, I don't think I want to start him, to be honest, today. I'm thinking what we'll probably do is we'll start Hewlett in there instead of Harris today. And hopefully we can have a solid defensive performance. It's going to be a tough game, this, like I say. Brooklyn Young has come to me again and said that he's not playing enough. So he's back into the side at the moment. Igbinajin has been outstanding for us, though, and I think it's a bit harsh on him to be dropped. But it is what it is, and we have to rotate here and there. Jaden Bevan still not particularly happy at his lack of football, but he does understand that Kowalczyk is playing superbly. We played Maidstone recently and won pretty comfortably in the end. Kowalczyk saved 2 penalties in that match. He was really the man of the match. 9.6 rating for a goalkeeper. I think it's the highest I've ever seen a goalkeeper rating on Football Manager in all my time playing. So really impressed with his form at the moment. And we're just keeping our fingers crossed for some decent performances. Goals galore in the Yeovil game already. It's right at the very top of the screen there, so it's going to be quite easy for us to spot. 2-2 in that game in the first half. There's been no chances to speak of at all in our match, and a bit lacklustre from our point of view. We've just had the one attempt, not on target, and Southend have had 2 attempts and one on target. So neither side looking particularly good, and I think potentially we are going to have to make some changes as the second half begins. Ramari Ford, unfortunately, struggling for his fitness once again, so it's likely he will have to come off. And Isaac Bailey struggling as well. Yeovil still sat at two apiece though with Aveley, so at the minute we're not looking too bad in that manner. But in terms of this match itself, we have been extremely poor and we're not looking likely of getting anywhere as it stands. We are going to take Romari Ford off. Chukwuemeka can go out wide. Yamolu can come on for him. Ronan Hughes can come on for Isaac Bailey, who is really struggling for fitness again. And Winstanley is also struggling at the minute, but we are going to keep him on for the time being. And hopefully we can be a little bit more creative in this last half an hour. Southend, to be honest, deserve to win the match. We're going to demand more, and hopefully we can get something out of the game. A Younger moving down this left-hand side, swings it in. Chukwuemeka is there. Chukwuemeka has beaten the goalkeeper in the air, and that is a vital header from him. We take the lead. It's very much against the run of play. I'm not complaining too much, but that is a big, big goal from him. And lovely delivery that from a Younger. It's probably the best thing he's done for a while as well. Because once again, after moaning that he's not been playing too often, he's not been putting in great performances. And this happened last time, but that is a really good delivery. And as things stand, Yeovil is still sat at 2-2 with Aveley as well. Here is a Younger with a free kick. Chance potentially here for him to get another assist if he can whip this ball in. He plays it to the edge, and Alfie Lloyd finds Chukwuemeka, and that is a tame effort from him. Big, big opportunity, and Andeng D makes a very comfortable save. We are building ourselves a little bit more as the match goes on. But as we enter the last 10 minutes, potential opportunity knocking here for Southend. Miley over the top to Mavididi. Of course, Southend did beat Yeovil not that long ago, so we have got to be very careful. Ralph here to Mavididi again. Tries to play it across, and there is Stevenson. 29th goal of the season for Dylan Stevenson, and we find ourselves level again. Certainly not ideal from our point of view, and I think we are going to have to make another change momentarily because fitness of the players is starting to waver. Alfie Lloyd here with a free kick, lays it across to Yamolu, and he's smashed it off the underside of the bar. Alfie Lloyd, Chukwuemeka! That is a massive goal for us again. I thought after we hit the crossbar, the chance had gone. Alfie Lloyd fired it across goal. I mean, what a mental move that was. Jemiah Yamolu with the strike off the underside of the bar. Lloyd picks it up, fired it across goal. It took a deflection off the defender, and Chukwuemeka, the first to react. And he could have possibly given us a huge 3 points because Yeovil are now 3-2 down against Aveley. That could be huge. Hewlett here to Hughes. Back to Hewlett again. I don't really want this highlight. We're into the last minute of added time. Here's Winstanley. Moving forward. Plays it back to Brewitt. Now Dudjak. Plays it forward. Jemiah Yamolu. Good touch from him. We're at the right end of the pitch. That's where we need to be. Yamolu cuts into the penalty area. Finds Chukwuemeka. It's a hat-trick for Caleb Chukwuemeka. He's been a bit quiet in front of goal recently, but my word, has he come to the forefront here with a hat-trick. It's a huge result this for us as things stand. And my word, what a big result this is. As we bid what it could be a bid for the league title at the moment. I mean, playoffs were the target, but my word, are we pushing ourselves to the limits? Chukwuemeka with a hat-trick. Brilliant, brilliant stuff. And that drops Southend to 11th place at the moment. We're 5 points clear of Yeovil with a game in hand, and we're a further point clear of Bath as well. Absolutely brilliant stuff. And with a tough game to come against Hampton and Richmond, we can't rest on that. We have to come back fighting fit and fresh for that game. It's only in 3 days' time, so bear with me, and hopefully we can get another really top result. Okay then, guys, here we go. Really big result last time out against Southend. Yeovil don't play today, so we actually have an opportunity to go 8 points clear of them now if we can get a good result here against playoff chasing Hampton and Richmond. They're currently sat in 7th place, so this could be a massive, massive game for us. It's going to be tough, we know that, but let's see what we can do. Strongest starting lineup that we can possibly put out at the moment. Kowalczyk in goal with Younger, Brewitt, Roberts and Prescott making his debut at right back today. Okieng, Dudjak and Bailey in midfield with Lloyd, Ford and Yamolu as the front three. Winstanley just struggling a little bit for fitness, which is why Prescott comes in for his debut. He's a 3-star quality right back. Big opportunity for him to establish himself in the side. It's a big game though, and we've got to play him eventually, so hopefully he can do the job for us today. Like I say, it is a big game for us, and he's a very determined character, so hopefully he can come in and certainly give good account of himself. So we go into this game needing a win. It would really, really put the pressure on Yeovil. Here is Dudjak, plays it back to Prescott, plays it back into Dudjak. He just loses out to Crane, and he looks to try and push forward, but Dudjak, great tracking back from him to win possession again. And Corey Roberts with a brilliant delivery over the top. Prescott with a brilliant run finds Romari Ford, who's brought down in the penalty area, and we have a penalty here and the chance to take the lead. Who's taking the penalty? It's going to be a Younger to take the penalty. He strikes it into the back of the net. After he moaned about not playing first team football, I was a bit nervous there, by the way. When he came to me moaning about lack of first team football, he came into the side, had a penalty, and missed it. This time he makes no mistake. It's only his second goal of the season. We're 2 minutes into the match, and that is a really good start. Yeovil do not play today. I don't know if they play later on or not, but we do have a game in hand, so this could be that game in hand. Younger into Isaac Bailey, back into a Younger again. Now Isaac Bailey gets the cross toward Dudjak, and there is Alfie Lloyd challenging for it. It's cleared away only as far as Alfie Prescott, who moves down this right-hand side. Chance for him to get a cross in, maybe. Plays it in, and it's another penalty. Brown has brought down Dudjak, and it's Isaac Bailey who's going to take the penalty this time. And Isaac Bailey fires it into the top corner. 2-0 thanks to 2 penalties in the opening 10 minutes. And this is a massive, massive start from us here against a side that are obviously bidding for the playoffs. So Hampton and Richmond are no mugs. But at the moment, after those 2 penalties, we are looking very assured of ourselves. We've just got to keep on top of it. Granted, we've not really had an attempt at goal aside of the 2 penalties, but it doesn't matter. We've converted them, and we find ourselves in a reasonable position right now. Mara winning the header there, but Prescott mops it up and lays it forward to Romari Ford. Lays it back into Okieng. Into Dudjak. That's a good turn from Dudjak. Plays it forward. Romari Ford couldn't quite get onto it, and Mara did well to beat him to it as Pardington clears. Okieng wins the header, though, into Isaac Bailey. And now Tom Brewitt. Just holding on to it and lays it to the left-hand side for a Younger. Lofts it over the top for Alfie Lloyd. Chance to get the cross in. There's Jemiah Yamolu, and that is a huge miss. He was actually offside anyway, but that is a poor miss from Jemiah Yamolu, considering the season he's having as well. But it remains 2-0, and we're looking pretty strong at the moment. Bath, who are not too far behind Yeovil now in the league, are also winning by a goal to nil at the moment. Here is a Younger, lays it back to Brewitt. Now Corey Roberts into Dudjak. Just holding on to it. Lays it forward into Romari Ford now. Bit of space for him to work. He lofts it in. And Yamolu is there with the header. It's his 30th goal of the season. This is the kind of thing we were missing last season. We didn't have that goal scorer who was a danger in every opportunity. I mean, Bogdan Marian managed to get 16 goals last season. Obviously, he's now left the club. He agreed a move, by the way. I forgot to mention that. He agreed a move to a Romanian side in one of the lower tiers for a free transfer. We actually sold him for £4,000 on the sell now information. So it worked out quite well for us. And as you can see, things are going extremely well here. 3-0 at half time. And we are really making ourselves favourites for this title now. Doing brilliantly, keep going. And considering the opposition we've faced after that Truro defeat, because Truro aren't doing particularly well in the league table, they're around mid-table from what I can remember. To beat Southend the way we did, and now Hampton and Richmond, I think it's going to take a lot to derail us completely as we sit 8 points clear of Yeovil. Here is Murray. Now Gray plays it forward into Crawford. Into Crane. Moving down this left-hand side. Potential opportunity knocking for the opposition here. Swung in. Younger did well with the header, but didn't really get it away. And Ryder finds Murray, and he's brought down by Isaac Bailey. And it's the 3rd penalty of the match. This time it's gone to Hampton and Richmond. Kowalczyk with a chance here. And Kowalczyk unfortunately doesn't make the save. He's made a habit of saving penalties in the league this season. He has done very well, but unfortunately not that time. Jake Gray converting. And we're just starting to struggle fitness-wise in the midfield. And all of a sudden, Hampton and Richmond do seem likely to get back into this game. Ryder swinging in the delivery toward the far post. We just about managed to clear. But another penalty has been given. Brewitt has unballed. And all of a sudden, after being 3-0 up with 25 minutes to go, With 20 minutes to go, Gray has scored 2 penalties for Hampton and Richmond, and it's back to 3-2. I was just bigging us up, saying how well we've been doing today. 4 penalties in this match, all converted, by the way, as well. We are struggling fitness-wise, but I'm not really sure how I want to change things at the minute. Younger, doing well, finds Alfie Lloyd, Dudjak in space. That's a lovely pass to Romari Ford. What a pass that was from Dudjak. And it's 4-2 now, and we will make some changes. I think we're going to have to. Alfie Lloyd's going to come off for Chukwuemeka. Igbinajine on for a Younger. And we actually haven't got any options in midfield either. Brewitt can move forward into the midfield for Okieng, and we'll get Jensen Sumnall on at centre-back. I mean, it's been an end-to-end game in the end in this second half for sure. And after conceding the 2 penalties, we're straight back onto it here. Alfie Lloyd just laying it nicely for Dudjak. What a pass that was from Dudjak, splitting the defence completely open. And Romari Ford with such a vital goal could potentially have secured us the 3 points now. Second half, not necessarily as good a performance as the first by any means. After conceding the 2 penalties, Ford swinging it in there. McGlinchey clears. Chukwuemeka nods it back to Dudjak. Romari Ford back to Dudjak again. Yamolu with the header just wide of the post. There was no offside there, by the way, despite constant bids from the Hampton-Richmond defence. But it doesn't matter now. In what has been a mental game, 4 penalties, 2 for either side. It was actually Hampton and Richmond's only 2 shots on target. And we've come away with a 4-2 win. It's a really big result for us, that. And just to confirm, with the league table, we are 6 points clear of Bath. So Bath are actually gone ahead of Yeovil now. So Bath are now our closest rivals. They won 3-1 away at Hemel Hempstead. And 6 points is the gap with 6 games to go. We have got to be careful, of course, but we'll have to see how things go in the meantime. Prescott with a decent debut. He looked quite assured on that right-hand side. And in terms of the schedule going forward, we're definitely going to get through a couple of games at least. I don't know how it's going to shape up. Obviously, if we beat Dulwich Hamlet and Tonbridge, we could be in with a chance of a title. Normally, I come back for the last couple of games of the season, but we've got an away day there against Bath. That is going to be a huge game. So I think we're going to have to come back for that match, regardless of what happens in the meantime. And we'll go from there and see what happens. But potential title on the line for tomorrow's episode. So until then, guys, thank you very much for all your support. Please like, subscribe to the channel. It is all greatly appreciated. I will see you all next time. This is Big Will, signing away.